Hi everyone, and welcome to Biology 2509, Pathophysiology 1. I'm Dr. Sarah Wrigley McDonald, and I'm the instructor for this course. The purpose of this video is to give you a quick idea of what's included in the course and how to navigate BrightSpace, which is what we're looking at right now. So when you log into your UMB account and choose Biology 2509, this is what you're going to look at. So across the top you see your various tabs, and we're going to go through those fairly quickly in this video, but there will be a second video that I'll take more time with, and I'll really show you what you can find in this platform. I'm going to start with the Start Here folder. So right away you see Instructor Introduction. Here you'll see a picture of me and a little bit of my background. Contact information. Obviously, that's where you're going to find my email address and information about what office hours I offer. The video message, that's what I'm recording right now, so there's nothing there. And then there's the syllabus. So with the syllabus, I really encourage you to read this and read it very closely. What you're going to see here is all the really basic information for the course. So there's my name, my email address. You can click on that and email me. So the course assessments, everyone always wants to know what components of the course are going to make up their mark. So there are open book PrepU mastery quizzes, and we'll talk about those a little bit more in a minute. Your midterm and final exams are both online, closed book, and invigilated, so you have to have someone monitoring you. And so all assessments must be completed before writing the final exam. So you have to have your midterm and your quizzes done before you write your final, or they won't count towards your final grade. There's our grading scheme. Again, there's some information about booking exams. This is the textbook we're going to use, and it is paired with the software. So you'll see your options here. You can purchase it through the bookstore. If you want a hard copy, it is more expensive, but if you want that hard copy, that's one way to go. This textbook has been used for quite a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if you could find a used copy for a lot less than the $100 difference between the ebook version and the hard copy version. So through the Lippincott website, you can buy it directly through here or here. Notice both of these are including PrepU. So this is an interactive quizzing software. And it is what I'm using for all of your quizzes, which comprise 20% of your final grade. So in Desire to Learn, BrightSpace, D2L, whatever you want to call it, you're going to find lecture slides, links to the recorded lectures. So there are full video recorded lectures for all aspects of the course. There's a discussion board, and your exams are also on D2L, and your grades. So here's the course outline. So you'll see that I have it broken up into 8 modules, and I do this for all of my courses. And each one has the chapters listed. You'll notice that the midterm only includes modules 1 through 4, and it is a 90-minute closed book exam. There's more information about the midterm and final exam composition in a different file I'll show you in a moment. So again, the final exam is 3 hours. It is cumulative. So 30% on modules 1 to 4, 70% on modules 5 to 8. So here are different deadlines. These are set by CEL, and it determines if you had to withdraw from the course, would you get a refund or not, and what mark would be on your transcript. Lastly, here's the academic integrity section. So please read this carefully, as it is really important. So that's the syllabus. I'm going to go back up here to the Start Here course introduction. And I'm going to show you a new file. So this course guide, I've just started structuring the course in this way. This course guide you're going to be using a lot. So you'll notice I have it divided into 3 sections: how to get started, exam information, and need help. So we're getting started, so I'm going to click here. So in this file you see I'm telling you to read the syllabus, to watch the introduction course tour, which is what I'm doing now, watch my study tip video. So make a schedule. So again, where this is an open entry course, it means that you have flexibility in how quickly or how slowly you go through the course. So you do only have 6 months, which is a long period of time. However, it goes by quickly. So I do encourage you to make use of these 2 example schedules that I uploaded. So these are Word files. So I have them as Word so you can edit them, make them your own, add your own dates, and it'll give you an idea of when to book your exams, when to write your exams, that kind of thing. I encourage you to pace yourself. And again, because this is a second level course, so second year course, it is fairly intensive. So after you start the course, unless you're on a really tight schedule, I would not recommend you book your exams right away. Give yourself a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on your schedule, depending on when you want the course done by. Give yourself a little bit of time to get used to the course content and get a feel for how much time you're going to have to invest in this course. It's not an easy course, right? It's a second year nursing course. And so it's a great course. It'll give you really strong background in pathophysiology, but you have to allow yourself time to learn the content. So you do have a full 6 months again, but you need to make that schedule because unfortunately some students, they have the best of intentions, and then life gets in the way. Maybe other courses, maybe things outside school. So if you set that schedule right from the beginning, it'll keep you aware of the course. I'll also be emailing you once a month once you reach the halfway point in your course length. So after 3 months, you'll get an email from me once a month, kind of giving you a nudge and saying, hey, your course end date is approaching. Make sure you book your exams and have all your assessments done before the final. So how do we navigate this course? So I often get the question, what should I use? What do I not have to use in the course? So I do have full PowerPoint files for you, and I have YouTube lectures for you. These are really the 2 resources as far as preparing yourself for the quizzes that I really require you to use. This is where you're going to get the information that you need for your exams. I have a lot of other resources for you. So there are videos, case studies, journal articles. There's a lot of other resources in each module for you. Do you have to use them? No, you don't, right? However, they're there for a reason, right? If you have the time, they're all certainly going to help you really understand and be able to apply the content. However, they're not directly related to your exams, right? That is the PowerPoint and the YouTube. So, read the PowerPoint, watch YouTube, take notes, study your notes, rewatch the lecture, and then do your PrepU quiz. So the PrepU quizzes are for each chapter. Quizzes are open book, but as you'll notice if you watch the study tip video, I do strongly encourage you to study before you do the quiz, and that way you're going to get a sense of how well prepared you are and how much information you've retained. So try not to use your book. Have your book ready in case you need it, but try to do the quizzes without your book and you'll get a really good sense of how well you know the information. So here are our course resources. So there's your textbook. So again, it's Porth Pathophysiology, Concepts of Altered Health States, 2nd Canadian edition. So there's a link, you can purchase it directly there. Once you have an account, you have to log into our course. And so this code does not give you access to PrepU, right? You have to purchase that with the textbook, but this is the course code that allows you to access the quizzes that I've specifically made for the course. The CoursePoint, which is the website all this is housed on, also has a lot of really great resources. So if you click on the CoursePoint Student User Guide, it'll give you the step-by-step of logging in and accessing these resources. So when you click on the YouTube link, this is what you're going to see. There are 19 videos in total. You'll see that it is unlisted. So again, you have to access it through BrightSpace. And there's all your chapter lectures. Some of them are shorter, 20, 30 minutes. Some of them are over an hour. The nice thing about YouTube, you can pause, you can watch it again over and over again. So please take your time with these. I've invested a lot of time in making these lectures, So obviously, this is the content that I feel is the most important for the course. So it's a great resource here. You can watch it on your tablet, your phone, your computer, anything you like. Also, I mentioned these kind of additional, not essential resources, but still highly recommended. And so these are the videos, case studies, and journal articles that you're going to find in BrightSpace, also known as D2L. Lastly, enjoy. There's a lot of really great information here. And what you're going to hear when you do the lectures is that I get excited about this stuff. This is really interesting stuff. This course guide, right, this is only the first part of it. So if I go back one, right, this is how to get started. So now we're going to click on exam information. So this is a really nice file. I very frequently get questions about how many questions on the exam, what kinds of questions on the exam, things like that. So I do have some basic tips for studying up here. And then for the exam breakdown, for the midterm, it's all right here, 90 minutes, closed book, invigilated, covers modules 1 to 4 only. It is 80 points, 64 multiple choice, 4 short answer questions. And I'm starting to, in all of my courses, provide a complete list of all possible short answer questions. So note that on this file, I'm going to have modules 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8. So for the midterm, you only have to worry about modules 1 to 4. It is a long list, but keep in mind, you're only going to see 4 questions on the midterm. This is just another way to help you guys guide your studying. For the final exam, very similar, twice as long, 3 hours. Note that only 30% of the points will be coming from modules 1 to 4, 70% from modules 5 to 8. Again, it's similar to the midterm, but it has more multiple choice and short answer questions. So this time it's 160 points total, 136 multiple choice, 6 short answer questions, and again, each are worth 4 marks. And this is a link to the same file. So when you click that file, again, you're going to see a very long list of possible short answer questions. If you take your time and go through them and answer them, it is a really great study tool. Do you have to do it? No. However, if I'm making them all a possible short answer question, so again, I have a question pool for my exams, every one of them is going to be in that pool. And so if all of them are possibilities, it would really be in your best interest to make sure that you answer each and every one as part of your studying. I do not provide the answers to those questions. They're all in your book. The vast majority of the questions are directly from your objectives from each of your chapters. And again, you have access to the objectives in each of the module folders. So for booking your exams, if you need your grade by a certain date, whether it's for an application for another program or graduation, you have to make sure that you allow enough time for your application for the exam to be processed. So again, that's a 2-week time frame, and write your exam at least 2 weeks. Notice how that's in bold, both of them. At least 2 weeks before you have to have your grade. So you're looking at a month, right? You apply for your exam 2 weeks before you want to write. You write 2 weeks before you have to have that mark on a transcript. Notice down on the bottom, if you need a physical copy of your transcript, you have to allow extra time for that. It's usually another 3 to 5 business days, so it's another week again. So be very mindful when you're booking these of your own timeline. So again, that comes back to what we talked about a few minutes ago about scheduling. So all exams are invigilated, simply meaning that someone will be monitoring your exam to make sure that you don't access any outside websites, use your phone, talk to someone, things like that. So I don't do this, I don't facilitate this. This is done by CEL, which is the Center for Extended Learning. And there's a really great tool here. This is a PDF file that walks you through the process of finding an invigilator. So this is especially important if you're not on campus. So if you can't get to kind of Humber, UNB, Fredericton, or St. John. If you are near a campus, you can just click on this link choose your day and time, right? There's only set times, and then away you go. If you aren't on campus, you'd be in the alternate site category, and so you will have to find your own invigilator. Most will charge a fee. However, if you're in a larger area like Toronto or Ottawa or any big city really, ask around. Some institutions will charge a lot more than others. I've heard places in Toronto that charge $100 and others will charge $30. So it's certainly worth a few extra minutes of phone calls to find your best deal. So again, refer to the guide to booking exams for all that information. If you have questions, contact exams at UNB because they are the ones that facilitate this. If you need a transcript, there's the transcript request site. And that's it for this one. So I'm going to go back again, go back to the course guide. We're on our last section. This is a really important section too, simply because pretty much everybody at some point in the course is going to need a little bit of help. For course content, marks, study advice, etc., you're going to come to me, right? I'm your instructor. So there's my email address again. You can click right on that and email me. I do my best to respond to emails within 24 to 48 hours during the week and Monday morning if it's sent over the weekend. I don't have a UNB office. I'm actually not in Fredericton, and so I don't have an office phone number, but I'm happy to book an appointment with you to chat by phone or in our online virtual classroom. So the virtual classroom is really handy because I can share my screen with you. We can go through your midterm if you want to go through it together, go through a certain part of a lecture that you want together, things like that. It's really handy. And the link for that is right here. So, as with anything in life, sometimes things don't go as planned. So if something happens that you are unable to complete the course, I want you to refer to the withdrawal deadlines here. So again, as I showed you on the syllabus, there are certain deadlines set by CEL that determine whether you get a refund, how much the refund would be, and what, if any, mark on your transcript would happen or would be put on by this course. So this will give you that information. So course extensions. So in rare and extenuating circumstances, I am able to grant up to 30-day extensions, but you have to contact me before your course end date with a pretty good reason. So contact me by email and copy online at unb.ca. So that's a 30-day extension. If you have significant medical or compassionate reasons for being unable to complete the course, we certainly don't want to have you be unsuccessful or be unable to complete the course because of those. And so if it's more than just I'm overloaded by my courses, I've had a few things happen this term that slowed me down, that kind of thing. If there are significant medical or compassionate reasons, please reach out. So Wilfred Langmaid is our student advocate, and he's really wonderful to work with. He's there to help students. He's there for you guys. And he's the person that facilitates these extended extensions. So this is more than 30 days. And so depending on the situation, it can be 2 months, it can be 3 months, and possibly beyond that. Technical issues, right? This is an online course. There may be glitches that happen. I've run this course now for 4 years, and we've had very few technical issues at all, so that's great. If you have a problem with UNB, so D2L, again, also BrightSpace, your My UNB account, or your email access, you're going to call the UNB Technical Help Desk. So if you are in Canada, New Brunswick, you can use these 2 phone numbers. If you're elsewhere, the email address is probably what you want to use. For CoursePoint, which is your PrepU, the Point Help Center, so if you're looking to purchase the book and having an issue, there's our phone number and times and email address. If you're looking for technical help, so if you already have purchased it and you're having a problem, there's online assistance, and this is a chat room, an individual chat between you and one of their tech helpers. I've used this myself and it works really well. It's nicer than waiting on the phone, and so I do encourage you to try that. Email's a little bit slower, So that's it for those features. For the other course content, all the modules are more or less the same. So I'll show you this one. So here you have your PDF document for your PowerPoint. So not everyone has PowerPoint. There's the PowerPoint file. These are identical, other than the format, obviously. There's the link. So this is the link to the full YouTube playlist. I'm not going to link each individual file. There's no need for that. So that's the whole YouTube. There's your objectives. So there's objectives for each module. Here are a bunch of videos provided by the textbook, right? So Lippincott. These are really helpful. They're really quick, simple videos that talk about different things that we cover in the course. There's your case studies, and there's your journal articles. So there are a lot of resources here, and I keep these in little folders on purpose because it can look overwhelming. But I want you to keep in mind that these 4 are really what you're going to be focusing on, right? And really only 3, because you don't need both of these. They're identical. So focus on these 3 and do your work and then move on. So when you're looking for your exams, they're down here in the folder, right? Midterm and final. They are password protected, so don't worry if you go and try to click on it, you're not going to open up. It's not going to open and start on you. You won't get any trouble. And at the very last bit, we have a link of a few things you might want to think about as you near the end of the course. So things like requesting your transcript, making sure you book your exam in time, and there's a survey on here, basically a course evaluation. What did you like? What did you not like? What could I do better? Things like that. Very quick tour of BrightSpace. So content, that's the tab you want to hit when you go back to kind of the main page. And if you want to see everything, hit table of contents. Assessments, this is where you're going to find your grades, and your midterm and final can be accessed through here as well. For communication, we have chat. You can chat with me if I'm online, discussions, and then of course you can email. The easiest way to email me is to hit this button up here. Resources, you're not going to use these really. They're more for, the calendar is more for timed classes, so classes that follow a particular schedule. Library links are always great. Get help again, video overview for students. These are all really handy tools, and I encourage you to try them. And then there's our virtual classroom. So again, there are no timed tutorials with this class because I have some students who are finishing, some students who are starting, and some students who are right in the middle. And so instead, if you're having trouble with any aspect of the course and want to meet, send me an email and we can meet in the virtual classroom. So back out of the course guide, one thing that we need to cover quickly is our PrepU courses. So when I click here to purchase, it's going to pop up the CoursePoint. So once you're here, you guys are going to click the Buy Now link, and this will get you to pay for it. You'll set up an account with an email address. So what I've done now is switch to Student View, so I'll see what you see. When you're logged in, which I am now, right, I can click on Course Content. So now you're going to see that you can divide the resources by resource type or by chapter. If you're looking at specific chapters in the book or just want to kind of get a general idea of what's in here, that will determine what view you want to take. I like initially looking at it by resource type so you get an idea of what's in here. So there's lots of great stuff in here. Your ebook is here, your learning objectives. I have those already in the modular folders. There's concepts in action animation. These are really handy. There's a lot here. Some of them are better than others. Lippincott does a lot of nursing textbooks, and so that's why you're going to see a lot of very clinically oriented content. So again, I'm going to go back. You have heart and breathing sounds here, professional role and responsibility. So again, very much clinically oriented. So all of these are good. For the most part, you're focusing on the ebook. So the ebook comes from the Vital Source bookshelf. And so this is an ebook resource. Keep in mind that you can download the book so that you have access to it offline. This is great for those of you who are working in remote areas and don't have Wi-Fi, or if you want to download it and have it forever. You do have that option here, and a lot of ebooks don't give you that option. So I do encourage you to download it onto one of your devices. I think it allows 2 or 3 devices to download, and that's a really great function. So that way you have it for good. Now let's go to our PrepU. Now you see I have a bunch of classes here. So when you click on PrepU for the first time, you're going to simply click on Join a Class and use that class code that you saw on the syllabus and in the course guide. So that class code will link you into your 2509, oops, it'll be this one, CoursePoint. Once you're in here, there's How Am I Doing, Assignments, and Practice Quizzes. I want you to focus on the assignments. So for each chapter in the text, you're going to have a chapter mastery assignment. So these assignments are a little bit different than some of the other quizzes you may have taken, simply because it's not about making sure you get them all right. It's about doing enough questions to demonstrate a certain level of understanding for that chapter. Once you do that and you reach your target mastery, which is 3, then you've achieved your goal for that chapter and you get a 100% mark. So if you achieve a target mastery of 3 for all of your chapter quizzes, so for every chapter that we cover, you get a full 20% towards your final grade. This does take some time. However, it is also an excellent study tool. So you can do 20 questions if you want, you can do 5 questions if you want, you can take as many quizzes as you like, and you don't have to stop when you get a target mastery of 3. If you find it's a good study tool for you, come back and do more. But you don't have to beyond that 3. So again, when you come back in here, it's going to tell you what you have, it'll tell you what your strengths and weaknesses are, and it'll show you all your assignments. So once you hit that target mastery, it'll say complete here. So keep in mind that I do not manually upload these marks until you complete your final exam. So you're not going to see these automatically update in D2L. So you have 1 mark for PrepU. Again, that's worth 20% of your final grade. So after you write your final exam, I log in, I check your account, I make sure that all of these chapters say complete, and if they do, a full 20%. And away I go. So there's lots of great resources on here. I do strongly encourage you to get on here and play around. But again, you don't have to use these additional resources, like your objectives or journal articles or any of this stuff. You don't have to use them. However, you know, with a course like this that's quite challenging, it is good to at least try those other resources to see if they're helpful for you. So that's all I want to show you about the point. So with that, I'll say I look forward to working with you. Again, if you have any questions, really don't hesitate to reach out by email. And good luck.